Happy leap year.
You just gonna be saying that all year? Today's just leap day.
Just today's just leap day, year, whatever thing. I mean, how many people can say that we got to wait a whole nother 4 years to say that we recorded a podcast episode on leap year? That's even if it falls on a Thursday, 4 years from now. But
True.
yeah, but welcome to the show, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Okay, booty. Okay.
I
I'm
try.
just gonna.
So we have so much to talk about. I just saw 10-minute thing though say 5 hours ago. I just saw it. So we're gonna head into if I can find the graphic for it. Or the graphic. Oh, here we go. First of all, I just want to say rest in peace to WWE legend Virgil. If y'all don't know who he is, that's the picture of him right there. He was part of the with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. It was him and the Repo Man. They basically go around the WWF and make people life a living nightmare. Rest in peace, Virgil. He was only 61 years old.
Oh wow, I didn't know that happened. When did that happen?
Uh, yesterday. I think believe yesterday or the
Oh,
day before yesterday. A lot of the. Oh, what's this on my cheek? Okay. Oh, it's a piece of cotton. A lot of them actually died pretty young. Oh Lord, that was part of the wrestling industry. I'm sorry for that, y'all. That was part of the wrestling industry. Oh my God, I can't hear myself. But anywho, to keep the show going, let's talk about the queen of hot topics, Wendy Williams.
yeah.
Apparently, no,
Oh, Wendy.
Tina had watched the. That's by the way, y'all
Hey,
heard
Wendy
all.
girl, how you doing?
Hey, right, hey Wendy. So Tina had watched the show Where is Wendy. I have seen some clips of it. When Tina had asked me about it, I was like, I was a big fan of Wendy. I consider myself the Wendy Williams of this. And I just couldn't see my girl in that state like that. I felt like that would have been so hard for me to watch, considering from seeing her on TV being as, just happy, very cheerful and what's the word one other word? Cheerful, just powerful woman.
Just
And
healthy.
then to see her right healthy and to see her deteriorate the way how she is, I was just like, I can't see that. And then I saw the pictures of of her feet that was circulating online. I was just like, oh my God.
Well, that makes sense as to why she wore tennis shoes on the show.
Yeah, towards the end of the year, that it made a lot of sense why she did that. Although at first I was like, I hated that she wore the tennis shoes because the way how they made her look, especially in that
Hmm.
ankle area. But now it totally makes sense. um, so she's still under a guardianship with somebody control her money. She's from one of the clips that I've seen. She's very angry. She drinks a lot. Um, right now she's still trying to go through the process of getting back on TV instead of focusing on her health. Like I would love to see Wendy back on TV, but in her condition, I don't think her in a live TV will really work out. Consider I believe there's another clip where they show her she was supposed to be standing up doing something. She couldn't even hold herself up like stand in one spot and do the recording that she was supposed to be doing. She had to sit down. So it was just for the clips that I saw, I was like, I can't see my girl like that.
So, I mean, okay, so they had a part one and a part two, right?
Hmm.
And they both were about, just so the documentary, they both were about 2 hours long apiece. Then they also had like the Lifetime movie also that they played.
I seen
Um,
the movie, yeah.
Towards the end of the second part two of the documentary, I know they had gotten her into a facility. I don't know if it was a sober living type of facility or anything,
Oh,
but it
okay.
did sound like that she had gotten better. She had gained some weight, Um, her sister was saying, it sounds like I was talking to the Wendy from years ago. And she's more concerned of being around her family because she missed her family a lot. Um,
Hmm.
and of course, her son, all of them were kind of like down in Miami, I believe, and she was all the way up in New York. So it sounds like she is more so concerned about keeping herself going in the right direction and more so trying to heal around family and then kind of see where it goes. I know she was diagnosed with dementia. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, and I want to say it was the same type of dementia that Bruce Willis was diagnosed with.
What
And there's many different types of.
acute aphasia or something like that? I think that's what they called it.
So nope. So
Can't remember.
aphasia has something to do with she does have progressive aphasia. So aphasia has something to do with language. Okay. And the reason why her language is affected is because of where the dementia is happening in her brain. You okay? You okay?
Hey, Torian.
So So at first they were saying that the dementia was being caused by her alcohol intake, and it can happen in a lot of cases. Those that type of dementia can be somewhat resolved if the person stopped drinking. They usually put you on a ton of like B vitamins and stuff
Oh,
like that.
frontal, shit, dementia, something. Frontopolar dementia.
Frontotemporal
There
dementia.
we go. Like I say, you the damn healthcare professional. Hell, I'm not. Hell,
So your frontal lobe is what processes like your language skills. I'm sorry, y'all. He mad. He wants a snack, and he don't like the snacks I'm giving him. He gonna have to deal
oh,
with it. Okay, I'm gonna leave him there since you mad. So yeah, so that part of the brain, affects like movements, your coordination, your speech, um, just like your overall thought process. So she's really aggressive, things like that. Kind of almost mimics a stroke, but it's not a stroke. Um, so unfortunately, I mean, they do, kind of put you on medications um, to kind of help with the symptoms. But like I said, that's just a progressive disease. You really can't do anything about it. That's kind of why Bruce Willis stopped acting. And I don't know if anybody noticed, like, kind of towards the end of seeing Bruce Willis in movies, he didn't really have a lot of lines he was saying anymore. You
I
know,
never paid attention.
he really kind of, he would be in movies, but he wouldn't be the main focus. Or if he was the main focus in the movie, he wouldn't have a lot of speaking lines.
I feel like
So
her her downturn started with her husband doing everything that he did. Uh,
so I feel like the catalyst was when that his baby was born. It's what it kind of seemed like.
yeah, because she knew about. I think she knew about the cheating at first, and she was able
Yeah.
to get over the cheating. I remember
Mhm.
in the movie, it was either the movie or it was a documentary that came on right after the movie had went off and the movie originally had aired. And she was like, me and her and Kevin was living in an apartment in New York or well Jersey because she would commute from Jersey to New York. So her and which her say her Kevin Jr. apartment in New Jersey, and she was commuting to New York to film the Wendy Williams show every day. And she was saying that when he promised me that we were going to have a house with the picket fence and all this kind of stuff, and bought that with the picket fence with the side chick, and you wouldn't do that with me. And then that's like when she discovered all that stuff was going on, then and the baby on top of that. That's when it all started going downhill. I believe
Well,
he
he
was
did have
trying
his
to
own
keep,
condo too.
yeah, that too, and he was trying to I think he was the one that was trying to force her to stay living in a sober house, because I remember her going on live TV saying that she was living in like a sober house or something like that. So he
Correct.
wanted her to stay there, but she ended up escaping, getting out and escaping and getting together with her team, going through to start the whole divorce process. She literally had to plan a whole divorce process behind his back. So it was like once all that stuff started happening, that's when you just start kept seeing the downfall of Wendy. And then that next season, you started seeing like more and more like special guest hosts coming in. Like I think Nick Cannon hosted it for like 2 months. Sherry Shepherd came in for a few months. Fat Joe and Remy Ma, or no, it was Fat Joe and Ridiculous. Somebody, Fat one of them people, wherever his rapper people he be with. Uh, they were like co-hosting her show while she was away. And then it came down to that final season where she didn't even appear on her last season of the show. I think she might have only appeared at the beginning of the season. But other than that, she didn't appear at all towards the end of the season. They didn't even let her make an appearance on the very last episode of Wendy Williams.
Yep, yep. So I feel like just a lot of depression going on. And I felt like it was a
Hmm.
combination of what was going on in her marriage life, and then she wasn't on TV. She liked to be on TV, right? So she couldn't,
Hmm.
because what was going on with her and her health issues that she was having. And I feel like that just kind of furthered the use of the alcohol to kind of numb how she felt and stuff like that. I will say she was very
Hmm.
blunt, open, and honest, because she, of course, was in a documentary and they were asking her questions. So you did see like the real and the raw. Then she was dealing with her thyroid health issues too, with the lymphedema. So it was a lot. Then she had her son, and then it was like you started seeing people coming and surrounding her. Like she had this publicist that I was like, yo, who is she? You know what I'm saying? And for her to be a publicist, like she wasn't making the right decisions, that she was living in a home with Wendy. And I know at one point her niece, who was also a news anchor, came to visit her and was like, yo, I don't know who she is. She needs to go. So at least she did have a lot of family that was um, trying to protect her. What
Hmm.
I was confused about is because I was like, well, why doesn't the family have guardianship? So it came out later in the second part of the documentary where her son was like her power of attorney.
Hmm.
Um, but they accused him of stealing $10,000. So that's where the legal guardianship came in, who was a stranger, like a professional guardian or whatever they call them.
Hmm.
But from one of her sisters well, I think she only has one sister and a brother.
Yep.
But when her sister was asking her, I mean, her sister was asked to be the guardian when that happened, and then the court decided no. So I don't know if you had read that blog I sent to you, that um, the judge who actually made the decision that she was going to have a legal guardian and it couldn't be her family, sounds like she was getting some type of kickback from appointing like separate legal guardians that were not in the family.
And I find that crazy. Like, for one, that really does need to be investigated. And two, why wouldn't you have somebody within her family be her legal guardianship over her estate, basically? And then the fact that, oh, her son stole $10,000 is my mama and it's her money.
And he said that his mother told him to use it for whatever reason. And I get what the courts were saying, like if she is going through dementia, she don't make the right choices, and he should be making the right choices. And I don't know what the money was spent on. I don't know.
Because like, honestly, he is one of the few celebrity kids that you really don't hear anything about. You don't hear about him getting in trouble. He hasn't been involved in no scandals and what no shape or form. All we know is that he went off to college, and that's it.
Yep.
So
Yep, he
once
went off
again,
top.
that 10,000 could have been like maybe like it's not like he went to school probably on scholarship or something like that. It's probably being paid for out of pocket by his mother. So that
Mm.
$10,000 could have went towards his cost of living for college. Because when my mama was in her right frame of mind, she was taking care of me while I was in school.
Yep. And then too, I've looked at it like this: like you can have two separate power of attorneys, right? You can have one for healthcare, and you can have a financial one.
Yeah.
So if the judge, had concerns about money issues, then they could have put, somebody to be appointed for all the money things, and then
Mm-hmm.
still allow her family to be part of the healthcare, because when she did go down there, she gained like 30 or 40 pounds. She was smiling, she was happy, she was it, and they were very
Mm-hmm.
adamant about not giving her alcohol. Like she would ask for alcohol, like, or they'll put like dark colored soda in her wine glass, or ask like if they were in a restaurant for them to like give her a virgin, like a mocktail or whatever, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So, and then something else that bothered me during that entire the 4 hours of the documentary, I never saw her eat once. They would put food in front of her, and she was not eating it. Everybody else around her was eating it, eating food,
Mm-hmm.
but she wouldn't eat it herself, which is one of the downsides of having dementia, right?
All right.
But honey, she was fly.
She was. I ain't gonna lie. From what I seen with her, especially when she was going out in public,
The
she
wig
was
was
she was
laid,
dressed.
her makeup was together. She put that stuff on, okay? and
Right.
and and at certain points, she was. It seemed like she was herself. Um, but
I
like her
think
publicist
I think her
took her
being
on a
more
trip.
around more around her family, she would start to become more of herself. Because when you said when her publicist took her on the trip, like, why are you trying to get her to make an appearance at the Oscars when she can barely know where she's at the moment? She's drunk pretty much the whole time. So why would you
And that's what
want
I'm
to
saying.
take
You let her have
like
alcohol. You took
right?
her. You took her to the I forgot where they took her. Was it NBC? They took her somewhere to
Yeah, it
talk
was
about
NBC. It's to try to get back on
revamping the
TV
show.
that she had to meet with NBC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is crazy. And for that to be a publicist, like this is what you chose to do.
and I feel
That
like
that was crazy.
if she do go back on TV, it does not need to be live TV. It should be something that's pre-taped so they can go in and edit and fix things so that way she don't look like she's in the state that she's in now. Like so she'd be able to look like Wendy to us if they were to go
Yes.
back that during that route. And it shouldn't be where she's filming, of a large amount of episodes where she should only be doing what 8 to 10 episodes of whatever it is that she end up doing. Because maybe it could be something about she like maybe they could just like, hey Wendy, we want to bring back cheaters, like you want to host cheaters or something like that, and she could just be in the
Woo
studio
child,
dissecting what's going on.
can you imagine her doing cheaters though?
That's what I'm saying. Like she would be good, and I'm just saying, like, come on.
Woo child.
So, oh crap, y'all know what? I don't forgot this little boy name. Hold on.
What the boy?
But yeah, I think if I feel like if they go that route, that's how it should be. Like it should be all pre-tape. So to keep things going, uh, oh crap. So to keep things going, there is a little boy who's been missing in Wisconsin. He's been missing now for 2 weeks. I just fucked up. Okay, so he's been missing for 2 weeks. His name is Elijah. He's been missing for 2 weeks. Both his mother and his stepfather have both been arrested in his disappearance. I believe they were claiming the parents are claiming that he was kidnapped, but there's been no trace of this little boy. They have searched high and low. They have searched under the water, on top of the water, on the side of the water, on the other side of the water. They don't search everywhere they could possibly find. Search to try to find a missing person, and they cannot find this little boy. Now, I am convinced. I hate to say it. A lot of people don't want to. Some people don't want to bring this to reality because I know it's a hard thing to talk about. But I'm really convinced that the stepfather this little boy, and the mother is trying to cover for the hey Torian, and the mother is trying to cover for the boyfriend, because I believe the little boy went missing from the mom and home.
I don't even know this happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been like living under a rock.
Yeah, it's been all over the news for like too long. Like literally every day they've been holding like they've been putting out news updates. They just held a press conference like 2 days ago, giving everybody an update on this story.
Yeah, I knew nothing of it.
So to keep things moving, because let's see, Oprah Winfrey, because I got one more video about a certain mayor in Dalton County, and then we're going to head into sort of the news part of the show. But Tina has sent me this. It was about Oprah Winfrey. They basically her and Weight Watchers has split because Oprah came out and about her using Ozempic weight and all these other things. So her and Weight Watchers has split ties. And should we be surprised by this? No, because Weight Watchers is about losing weight naturally using whatever the system that they use. So you eat these certain amount of foods, eat a certain amount of calories a day, and they help these people lose weight naturally with that basically naturally. And then Oprah, you being the face for Weight Watchers, you go in on TV or interviews and say, hey, yeah, I use Ozempic to lose. Da. So now in Weight Watchers, he's like, hey, you make it seem like our program really doesn't work. So we're gonna have to split ties with you, is what I got from this announcement coming out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got from it. But she's been kind of collaborating with Weight Watchers for years and years and years,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, it really ain't going. They can find somebody else to be the face of Weight Watchers or whatever. But I do remember reading somewhere that initially people like Weight Watchers was going to start incorporating weight loss medications. I do remember reading that, and I feel like I spoke on it in a previous episode of the podcast. So maybe they decided like, hey, that's not the best way. That they probably got a lot of backlash from it. So they was like, well, we just gonna,
Marshmallow.
split ways. And oh my god, we just gonna split. We just gonna split ways, which I feel like is probably for the best, right? Because everybody doesn't want to do weight loss medications.
Right.
So, and that's not what Weight Watchers is about. Um, I feel like even people who use weight loss medication should definitely still eat a well balanced meal and think about portion control. So, I mean, I feel like that would have been a great, you know, especially because we gotta address that this is like what's going around right now. You know, you got your GLP-1s, like your Ozempics and stuff like that, or even the generic forms of it where they're compounded in themselves and all of these weight loss clinics and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like yes, when you go into those clinics, they should offer some type of nutrition program, you know? And I mean, Weight Watchers is a nutrition program, so I don't see what the problem would
They
be.
they should have like a dietitian like on standby or
Mhm,
to help these
mhm.
people once they go through. Because I believe I saw a place here in Milwaukee where it's like an actual building, like a Weight Watchers building, we can go in and actually talk to people or
Yeah,
get set up on a program and stuff like that. So yeah, they should
yeah.
really
I mean,
have dietitians in there.
if you go to your doctor, like you can get a referral to go speak to a dietitian and it'll pay, your insurance will pay for it. A lot of times when people are going to like bariatric services, they do speak with a dietitian, nutritionalist, things like that. Because you got to think about it. Like if you start using these medications and you don't change your diet and your lifestyle, so like exercise, healthy eating, the weight is just going to come back on. It's not going to stay off
Right.
if you stop these medications. The same thing with bariatric surgery. You got to be very careful about what you put into your body after you have this surgery, only because your body can't absorb things the way that it used to, tolerate
Mm-hmm.
certain things. Um, and you just got to learn how to. You got to change your diet and your lifestyle because it's a surgical procedure. So I don't think it would have been a bad idea for them to just offer, and then it's more of a safer, controlled environment.
That's correct. All right, so to keep things going. So there was this story that came out about Dalton County and this mayor Tiffany. I think it's Henyard or the Hayard. I think it's Henyard. So hopefully I got the right clip that I'm going to play for y'all because now she's on some government corruption type stuff. So I'm gonna play the video.
Wow. So just
That is not the video.
Do you remember the story last month?
Okay, I uploaded all this in order on my phone, and now nothing is in order.
Window is totally different.
Not it either. Okay. I don't even know where it's at now. I don't even know. I don't know.
All right, so this.
No, I put this damn video in here. I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad because I can't find it. I can't.
More controversy is brewing in South.
Okay, here we go.
Controversy is brewing in South suburban Dalton.
So last night, police shut down 2 popular bars. One trustee says the reason? Because they're not financially supporting Dalton's mayor, Tiffany Henyard. Our Dane Placco has more.
Is it coincidence or retaliation? Both of the Dalton bars that were raided and shut down last night, we visited the day before as part of our ongoing investigation into allegations of political corruption in Dalton.
They just rushed in here, put police at the front of the door like they was doing a raid on the drug house or something.
A team of Dalton police officers raided and shut down Pablo's Bar and Cafe and Rinky's Bar and Cafe, both located on Sibley, about a block apart.
Everything going peacefully, nothing going on. It's like 10 police cars came in and they start pushing customers from here. And he said, if you don't leave, we're gonna lock you up.
Employees and owners say it's part of an ongoing campaign of harassment by Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard that is costing jobs and money. Their business licenses have been stripped by Dalton, but they've continued to operate with a state license.
I have like over 23 employees. They work from the local township. Now, end of the day, all the employees, they're going to lose their job.
It's ridiculous. We all have mouths to feed. We all have kids. They're not giving us no explanation.
On Monday, we visited both Rinky's and Pablo's to ask about allegations their licenses were being held up for political reasons. Then last evening, we broke the story that FBI agents have questioned at least a half-dozen people, including business owners, a former Dalton employee, and an elected official, as part of an investigation into Mayor Henyard. Less than 2 hours after our story aired, police raided the 2 bars.
Someone seen you go in there, and then 2 hours after your story airs, that police are at both of these establishments.
Dalton trustee Tammy Brown says she believes the raids are meant to send a warning to others not to talk. And she believes there's a reason so many Dalton businesses are having trouble getting their licenses renewed.
I'm sure that they were asked to make a donation, and most likely they didn't make a donation. So you don't get a chance to stay open if you don't pay the Queen's ransom.
Now, tomorrow evening, there will be a special public meeting of the trustees who are opposed to the mayor, in which they plan to take action on the village's finances, getting access to Village Hall. They've been locked out, and welcoming that investigation by federal agencies.
Man, what she got going on?
Oh,
That's terrible.
She's like trying to act like she's the with some people. Like she the triad or something. Like you got to pay me a business tax to operate your business. Like what is wrong with her? It's already bad enough you got caught spending what was it, $500,000 or $1 million marching to Springfield, Illinois, just for an assembly that was going on there that wasn't even happening on that day. So you just wasted a whole $300,000 to $500,000 on nothing. So I mean, this lady has been in the headlines multiple times for mishandling, public funds, mishandling. What was it? Well, no, she was on there for she has to put her name on everything. Every time government program or like anything that's paid for by the city of Dalton or whatever. And it's just ridiculous. Like how is this woman who has been proven to have committed so much corruption is still in office? I don't understand that. And it took this long for on the federal level for them to come to investigate. On top of that, how come on the state level nobody has came from Springfield to do any type of investigating or what's going on there in Dalton with this mayor? And then I don't even know how this woman got elected into office. I want to know who voted for her because I bet everybody who voted for her has regretted voting for her. And I wouldn't even want to trust somebody who came into, a city team playing Rihanna, bitch better have my money, dressed like Wesley Snipes. Like I no. This I can't stand people like this. She's the reason why certain racial groups look at black people like we're stupid. Like we ain't shit. She's the reason why. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't. She needs to just get thrown out of office.
They need to hold a
Period.
special election for a new mayor and just get her out.
Yep. Just get her out because
ladies and
she out of control.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Hot Topics. All right, so before we head into our news roundup, I want to touch on police chases. Now, at first, for a long time, where me and Tina live at, they were not pursuing suspects when they were run for the police in police chases. And now they are pursuing these suspects that are running from the police. And lately, there has been a lot of people dying because of police chases. These people are running from the police and hitting other people. So eventually, a lot of those people who do run from the police, they have gotten caught. But some of those been at the death of other people. And I was wondering, do you think that we should continue the police chases or stop the police chases?
So my question is, I would have to look at statistics, right? I would have to look at how many of these police chases actually end in a successful arrest without damage to property, loss of life, and a successful conviction. I feel like all of those things kind of play a role. I do feel like I don't feel like that is.
I was just saying, because the ones that we do hear about on TV, you do hear about the ones that end successful with no damage, but it seems like you hear more about the ones that end where either the person they was chasing end up dying because they crashed the car, end up dying, or the person they was chasing crashed into somebody else's car and killed the person that they hit while running from the police. Because they just had one recently where a young man who he was in he's going to MATC cosmetology to be a barber, and he got hit head on by somebody running from the police and got killed.
Yep, that just happened a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. And and the other person didn't die. It was just the person that was actually running from the police did not pass. It was the innocent person that was minding his business, and he passed. So that's wild.
I mean, because there's been times where I've had people like police chases come through my neighborhood, and there's a speed bump in front of my house. And you can hear like the police cars driving. You can hear these cars just flying over the speed bump. And I feel like, if this person is trying to get away from you who look like they have no concern for their life or the other people's life, At what point do police officers call off the chase instead of constantly chasing somebody who is driving too reckless?
So they do have, protocols as to when to call off the chase. Like I think amount of traffic, speeds that they're reaching, weather conditions, things of that nature. But then
They
it's
kept
like,
chasing that one guy. He got up to 120 miles an hour, and they were still trying to chase that guy.
yeah. So I kind of just feel like it's a lot of circumstances. Do I feel like we should stop it altogether? No, because then people are just they're not going to stop when they're getting pulled over by the police. Um, but then it's like, do we employ other tactics? Do we create a barrier? And I mean, our city is basically made up like a grid almost, right? We have some major sweet streets that go diagonally throughout the city, but it's like, do you set up a perimeter? Do you force them to go a certain way? Do like, it's a lot of different things to kind of like box them in, and then if they try to hop out, get a good description of them while you're trying to chase them, get a helicopter on them, like stuff like that.
We don't have those here no more. Like we used to have News Chopper 12, but you really don't see that no more. Like you'll see like Fox use drones and stuff like that. I don't even think our police department has a helicopter. I have never seen our police department with one.
So you can chase somebody that way, and it's safer. You get what I'm saying? And you can kind of pinpoint the location where they're
on the street, back off, and then had a chopper just trail them.
Yep. So I don't know. It's just the I don't understand the point of the reckless driving. I mean, I know a lot of people out here doing a lot of things they should not be doing. It used to be back in the day, if you were out here doing some stuff that you weren't supposed to be doing while you were driving a car, you at least made sure you had some plates on your car that was legit. Put on your seatbelt, drive the speed limit, or at least keep up with traffic. You're not, you can't be seen because you still kind of going with the flow with traffic. Obey your stop signs and stop lights. Don't have limo tinted windows, or if you do, have them rolled down. It's a lot of different things that you can do. Just kind of, if you feel like that's what you're gonna do with your life. But they don't care. It's like everybody has kind of a sense of being nonchalant or not. I don't know where it came from. And I don't understand why they don't see that when you doing these things at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, you got people coming and going from work, you got kids getting off from school, just the ramifications of everything. As much traffic as you got on the street.
I feel like I feel like right before the pandemic hit, it was like people was doing it, but it wasn't a lot of people doing it. And it was like the pandemic hit, and it just like the reckless driving just got worse and worse and worse and worse since the pandemic. To me,
they're very bold to it. They're very bold about it, and I do feel like it was, like you said, it was because of the pandemic. Nobody wanted to come in contact with another person, but it's just crazy. I mean, I don't really see police patrolling like traffic. I don't really see too many people pulled over like that because they're speeding. I don't really see too many people being pulled over because they ain't got no plates on their car. I see so many people without plates on their car in the inner city.
To drive right past a car, like it was a car drove right past them, I should say, with no plates on the car, and the police was just like, and just kept going about their business.
That's what I'm saying. And then it's like they raised the taxes to support. One of the things was to support like the police pension, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, what are we doing?
Police officers too, but I don't see that either.
Like, what are we doing? Like,
I was sitting at a red light, and so the opposite light of me. So I was going north. The traffic that was going east and west. Their light was yellow, turning red. So this car on the side of me came up and pulled up on the side of me, stopped, and then decided to they stopped, looked, and like they was at a stop sign and just drove right through the red light. And it's like as soon as they crossed the intersection, the light changed green. Like, so 10 or 15 seconds for the light to change green to go through the intersection. Like I don't get it.
And it scares me a lot because, one of my kids has a driver's license and the other one is about to start his behind the wheel. And that just scares me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I would do with myself if something like that happened to my kids. They young drivers on the road and they know they got a green light, so they gonna go. And they, even if they look both ways, if they see somebody there, you know what I'm saying? They getting somebody just decides to run at a red light. You doing 100 and something miles an hour. You come flying through the intersection and your light been red for at least 30 seconds. Like what?
Right.
Like your light been red. It ain't turning from yellow to red. You just going through the intersection with total disregard of everybody's life, everybody's property. Like you don't even care about your own life at this point in time. And I'm like, what is it? Like what in their brain? And I'm like, is it because of video games? Is that what did it?
It's not even because there hasn't been a driving video game that has come out in what I think the last Grand Theft Auto game came out in 2012. It's been what 12, 13 or 14 years since the last Grand Theft Auto game. So it's like
y'all still playing it though.
True. But a lot of people who are playing it, they're doing Grand Theft Auto role playing when they're playing it. So it's like those people know right from wrong, but I feel like these people who we see that's out here committing these crimes, they're not playing Grand Theft Auto. They just thinking, oh, I look cool running a red light. Oh, I'm cool running a red light, and then it's always the regularest cars that are out here driving the most reckless. I feel like it should be people who got car insurance driving more reckless than the people that with the no insurance driving. Like, come on.
I do feel though that if you got a minor child and they out here committing these things, you should be held responsible to some extent.
Yeah. And then on top of that, some of these people be having their kids in the car running these red lights.
That's what I'm saying.
On top of that, so yeah, you need to be held accountable if something happened to that kid. I had a drink.
He think he bougie with the wine glasses, honey.
That's some good wine. Bougie wine glass.
I know.
So let's head into news roundup. Merry Christmas. Ding.
Oh no, are you stuck?
Okay, there we go. I'm back. Ding dong, the old bat is leaving. Ding dong, the old bat is leaving. Yay. He's leaving. He's an old bat.
Who is this?
Mitch McConnell, the turtle.
Oh
yeah. He's stepping down as the Republican majority leader, and then in 2027, when his term is up, he will not be rerunning for the Senate. And I want to keep hammering this in. There need to be term limits or a certain age where people should not be able to be in government positions. This man don't have 18 strokes. He don't froze like a robot on live TV. Hell, half the time he probably don't know where he at. And then why is he able to do this job still? Because I'm pretty sure if our president was doing this same thing, they would have been had to remove this president of the United States if he was as confused and out of his head like Mitch McConnell was. I'm just happy he leaving. Praise the Lord. And make sure y'all go take y'all asses to go vote in these primary and in the spring elections and stuff that's coming up. I wouldn't did early voting for mayor. I wish I would have known who's running against Cavalier Johnson. Only voted for him because I didn't know the other people and I didn't do my research. But if there's somebody running against him, I'm going to do my research because I don't think he's done a good job as mayor. And if I don't like him.
I actually met him this past Saturday at a community event. So
He is too much for underprivileged people. There are more people in this underprivileged people.
So I will agree with you. I'm not really 100% know what he has done during this term. So it's like in my head, like now that it's coming back around, I'm like, didn't he just get elected? But then I was like, well, what did he do? You know? So I'm
He
like,
put up
okay,
the
he's
damn
up here.
horrible cement things in the roads. And now you got to sit
Oh,
behind a
okay.
damn, you got to sit behind a damn city bus for 45 damn minutes because he don't put these cement things in the road.
I mean, so the research did come back that they are they are pretty effective for right now.
They just make the reckless drivers not drive in those areas. They just go in other areas and drive reckless.
Well, so that means that it's working. And so that means now it's going to be city, like probably county
Stop
spread.
putting these damn bike train lanes everywhere. Hell, that shit pisses me off. Back in my day, we rode the bikes on the side. Bikes should be on the sidewalk.
I think it's illegal for bikes to be on the sidewalk, if I'm not mistaken.
Back in my day, we didn't have bike train lanes and stuff like that. It wasn't no such thing as a bike train lane. If you ride your bike, you go in the street with that bike, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And that's what happened when
Yeah, for
we rode our
children.
bikes in the street. We got
For
our ass whooped.
children. For children, yeah, but as an adult, I feel like you should be in a bike lane,
Hell no.
especially downtown. Especially downtown.
These people that be in these bike lanes and stuff, they don't know how to stay in the fucking bike lane, and then they get mad when they almost get ran the fuck over. Well, stay in the motherfucking bike lane then.
It is a little narrow, except for the ones downtown. They are like the whole right lane now.
Exactly.
So,
and
and I
they
mean,
still don't be in the motherfucker.
well, there be cars in there too. Because I'm like, do y'all not see this says bus and bike only? I'm just driving past. I'm looking at them like I can see that.
But like on certain streets though, like they got the bike lane. It's like so like the right lane. You now park in the right lane, and then your car is not near the curb at all, and then because on near the curve is where the bike lane is at. So you have no reason to be over here where the cars are driving. There's a whole lane of parked cars, and then the bike lane, and then the sidewalk. There's no reason for you to be in the street where the cars are driving, riding your bike. Stay out the damn traffic.
Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry about it?
It pisses me off and make my commute to get home longer. Hell, I'll be ready to get home. People don't understand how stressful it is. Stressful working in a hospital when they constantly telling you we can't hire nobody because it's not enough money in the budget, but they can spend $500 million building a parking structure for visitors and another $20 million on a damn cancer building. But you telling me it's not in the budget to hire 4 damn employees. So now I gotta work harder. Driving home because I'm tired as hell and I gotta go back to work tomorrow and do the same damn thing. And here your ass go on this damn bike in the middle of get out the damn traffic. Hell, I'm trying to go home and get drunk.
Well, I'll drink to that. Stop being so good at your job and maybe they'll hire some more people. Stop doing the job of 8 people.
I'll be disappearing. I'll be leaving stuff on purpose sometimes. I'll be doing all kind of stuff, and I'm like, because my supervisor said, well, we got a report yesterday that you left this, and that. I said, well, I did the best I could, and they still don't understand.
Woo, child.
Oh.
If you ever make your way to management.
Oh my God, they would hate me if I was in management. Oh my God, because it was like, well, we crunched some numbers and we did some data, and that you guys are below some type of line that they were talking about where you're doing more work in a shift than the national average. So you guys are doing about 14 hours worth of work in an 8-hour shift. Well, why aren't you doing anything to fix it? Wouldn't that be the solution to fix that problem then? I mean, that's what I think the solution should have been, to fix that problem.
Yeah.
But they said they're not.
Oh, okay. Well,
go home and get drunk.
Oh my God. Okay, but yeah, for real, for real. I really don't know what our mayor has done, and I feel like he just popped up at that community event because it was in on the north side of our city, and just popping in to say hi. He had his little bodyguard with him or whatever. He was real cute. He was real cute. But he's
He
much
hasn't
shorter
done
than I
anything like
thought he was. He's
besides
a
the
very
traffic
short guy.
things, and then him and Malala Cobbs got some type of program like, oh, we're gonna go into the ghettos and tear down abandoned houses. But then you guys have the nerve and the audacity. I'm like, how do y'all get money to build these cement things in the street? Y'all adding on more track for this hop thing, and y'all are shutting down the city and paying all this money for the Republican National Convention. Y'all just put a bid in to host the 2027 or 28 NBA All-Star game, but then you have audacity to turn around and vote homeowners to pay an additional $400 on their property tax to go towards public school systems for that these kids can have gym and art. Guess what? I didn't have gym and art when I was in high school. I didn't have gym, art, music, chemistry, home ec, driver's ed, none of that shit in high school. And I think I'm doing pretty damn fine without it. So guess what? These damn kids don't need it, and I'm not paying an additional $400. Them kids, fuck these kids. That's what I'm gonna say. Fuck these kids.
Wait a minute, I had all of those things.
That was back in the 70s.
Hey, it was not in the 70s. Don't get beat up on this podcast.
I'm just
beat up on this podcast.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't have those type of things. Like when I was my senior year of high school, they basically gave you the basic classes you needed to graduate. It could be considered a high school graduate, and that's that you got math. What shots? Let me break it down. You got algebra, college math, you got English 1 and 2. You had I believe I took citizenship and then world studies after that. And then I took the biology class that we took. We supposed this what they call them thing, they cut the frogs and stuff up, and I forgot what they call that. But that we did that on a computer. We didn't actually do it on a real frog. They had us do it on a computer. So
I could have sworn I did that dissection in biology.
Here we go, dissection. Yeah, biology. When I took that, we did it on a computer. And so that's basically all you had. You had your math classes, your history classes, your English classes, and that's basically all they required. Like I didn't have health class, I didn't have health science, they didn't have sex ed, like I said, they didn't have home ec, there wasn't no driver's ed, there wasn't no computer classes, there was nothing. And I feel like
I had sex ed in 5th grade.
You said what?
I had sex ed in 5th grade.
I've never had sex ed ever when I was in school.
Tragic. Tragic.
So I feel like I've done fine without these things, and then these kids will do fine without it too. Fuck these kids is what I'm gonna say about that.
That's probably why they drive them like that and out in the world, because they don't realize none of these things exist for them to do other than drive crazy in our streets.
I mean, they got that MPS rec shit. Go do the, but I mean, they have driver's ed classes that you can still go pay for to go your easy method and all that other shit. They got that stuff for kids to go do. Go do it. Go pay for your kids to go do it. These parents these days, I feel like even in I think high schools that still offer driver's ed, you still have to pay for your kid to take the driver's ed class.
I didn't have to. So for my oldest, he went to a public high school, and I did not have to pay for driver's ed.
Okay, first of all, that's one of the only public schools that they fund in the state. In the city. I'm just saying.
Exactly why I sent them there, but I knew what I was doing. But I only had to pay for extra behind the wheels. I think anything past 5 behind the wheels, I had to pay for. And because it was COVID, if you wanted them to opt out of taking the behind the wheel, the test, the driving exam, they had to do at least 9 behind the wheel. So I paid for the last 4.
Yeah,
yep, I paid for the last 4.
They can't opt out of doing the actual road test now. Now they have to go do the road test in order to get their driver's license again.
That is correct. I think they put it back in effect in December, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Still, fuck these kids. They don't need that shit.
Well, yes, they
went,
do.
I went when I was going through this whole process to try to get myself. Guess what I did? I went up to the DMV, y'all. I never read a book. I didn't study for. I just went up there and took the written test, and I only missed one question. And guess what? I passed. And then guess
Well,
what?
everybody isn't like
Went back
you.
and did my road test. Uh-oh.
What? What you
So I went and
on
did my
about?
road.
What?
I went and did my road test.
What? Say that with you. What you?
I tried to keep it going, bro.
Well, you have such a dramatic pause after saying, "Uh-oh," you kind of give it away. I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not dealing with him today, y'all.
I had muted myself. I was holding no more.
But do you realize we can see you? We can
I
see
felt so much
you.
better when it came out. That's why I muted myself. I was holding for so long. I thought you was just gonna let me keep going. I thought you were gonna. Okay.
Oh,
I'm hot now.
oh,
I thought this was gonna let me keep talking like nothing happened.
absolutely not.
I ain't want to know what happened. I'm happy I muted. He was so loud. It vibrated my chair.
What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Oh man. Oh no. Okay.
Okay, let me pull it back
Okay.
together. Oh, fuck these. Okay. I don't even know where to go
That's
from
why
here
you
now.
were so aggressive. That's why you were
You
so
said,
angry and aggressive. Tell us what these kids don't need these skills. Is that what it was? Are you okay now? You okay?
I feel better. It's a combination of the wine too. While I'm saying fuck these kids too, but still. Oh god. Okay. Oh. Whew, okay, I'm pulling it back together.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. What do we got next on the list? Okay, there's a video. There's a video. I don't even know if I have the video. This wine got me a little tipsy. Okay. I'm gonna try to remember the video as best as I could. 'Cause I don't even know where it's at on my list. So there was a video that came out. This guy who's like gay news, and then he just started telling the story or whatever. So apparently there was this child who I guess was transitioning or wants to transition into being a woman, and this child was in the bathroom using the bathroom, I guess, and these cisgender females came into the bathroom, and I don't know exactly what happened. They didn't describe what happened that led to the situation. But the cisgender female started smashing the head of the person that I guess that was want to transition into female. Started smashing their head into the ground. So the student who got their head smashed into the ground, nothing happened to the other girls. And then the next day, that child is now dead from after the incident. So, parents, one, raise your kids better. Two, why was the kid who got their head smashed into the ground the one suspended? It should have been other kids that should have been suspended. Not even suspended, but expelled from school, period. Sorry. And and I feel like there needs to be more done to protect students who are taking that path, in my opinion.
So what happened to the student that committed the who assaulted the other one and the person died? I feel like they should be coming up on some charges.
They have not announced anything yet because I think it's minors involved. But I believe once, I guess once the whole proceedings is they start, once an investigation is complete, I believe the other kids will be brought up on charges. But I think the person, I think the person had their head smashed into the floor. They might have committed suicide. I think.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's
Okay.
why it might be so hard to press charges. Like, it's the charges from the actual. I mean, did the person die from the actual assault?
They should have just been charged for it with assault. Period.
I feel like what should have happened. Those kids that did the. Okay, that's weird. I feel like those kids who did this should have been expelled from school, and then charges should have been brought up against them.
Yes, I agree.
So, our former president endorsed Donald. Former president endorsed Joe Biden in a recent what they call those things that they be going. I'm gonna play a video for y'all.
Got along with him well, although he did announce the other day that he'd much rather see Biden as president, and I agree with him. I agree.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I'm not gonna deal with y'all shenanigans. Oh my God. Because what do he got going on that he just did that? Like, do we need to check on him? What is going on?
He went on national television and endorsed Donald Trump. I mean, Joe Biden.
Well,
so even this, and it's crazy because people are still voting for Donald Trump still. And I feel like the reason why a lot of people are voting for Donald Trump is because they're brainwashed. But I feel like Nikki Haley would have had a chance of kind of getting to run against Joe Biden. But when she said that, people should work until they're 70, I think even young Republicans are like, no, I'm not voting for her. I refuse to work until I'm 70 years old.
Why? I feel like I'm probably gonna work. So I want to be active into my 70s.
So, me personally,
I feel like a different type of work.
I'll probably drop down to like a part-time position or something like that where I'm working just to stay active. But so many times, like I've now been seeing a lot of people where they work until they're 71 and 72, and then 2 years after retirement, they're dead, and they didn't get a chance to even enjoy being retired.
Well, I do feel like when you get older, if you don't stay active, then yes, that's what happens.
That is true. That's why we like, and then on top of that, I feel like the way how the world is set up now, you're going to have to work until you basically drop dead anyways, because there's a guy on our staff now, he's like 72 years old, and he does the same kind of work that I do, which is very physical work, and he's there the same amount of hours that I am, and he's 72 years old. So either we need to figure out a better way to take care of our elderly, or I feel like, I don't know, because I feel like it's so hard, like a lot of millennials are saying now, like they don't have savings accounts because they just can't afford to have a savings account be based off of what they pay now. I came across this one guy on TikTok, and he was like, I make $30 an hour, and that's still not enough for me to take care of my kids, my wife, and my house. I'm struggling doing that at making $30 an hour. So I can only imagine how it is for somebody who's only still making $14, $15 an hour, or even 13, or the people that's in minimum wage making $7.25 still in 2024. Like in the state of Wisconsin, the people working at McDonald's and Burger King, they're still getting paid $7.25 an hour. And I couldn't imagine being in this economy trying to take care of myself or my family making that kind of money.
As an adult, I've never made anything under $10 an hour. And you got to keep in mind when I actually turned 18, right?
I guess because you
I've never made anything under. That's what I'm saying. With no kids and stuff like that, working full time. Yeah, I had a little bit of coin. You know, $10 would fill up my gas tank. You know.
Mm-hmm. No such thing. No. So, you know, Fox News is a big supporter of Republicans. So during a news broadcast, Fox News cut into Donald Trump's lecture and they started fact checking him. I'm going to play that clip for you. Hopefully I can find the right clip.
More controversy.
That's not the right clip. We just played. I just looked at the damn clip.
Do you remember the story last?
Not the damn clip either. Y'all work with. Okay, work with me. Y'all work with me. Okay, maybe
it's totally
not it. That's the angry bitch. Okay, let's try this.
Wow.
Clip.
So just moments ago, Fox News cut away from Donald Trump's speech in South Carolina to fact check him. When Fox News is fact checking Trump, you know it's especially bad. Take a look at the clip.
Went to Nevada. All right, we're continuing monitoring the president's remarks, and I mean no offense to him or some of you might want to continue hearing, but I did have to say that even though the former president is entitled to his opinions, he's not entitled to his own set of facts. The market has indeed been going up, but having nothing to do with him and everything to do with this aggressive cut in interest rates or just a hiking in interest rates that stabilized inflation, and of course the whole artificial intelligence phenomenon that has benefited NVIDIA and a host of companies that are making money hand over fist. So that whether you want to give Biden credit for that, has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Furthermore, he mentioned about gas prices out of whack, $6 a gallon. The national average right now is $3.26 a gallon. He went on to talk about the 2020 election and how that was rigged. This has been adjudicated many, many times, dozens of times. It's been investigated by everyone and his uncle. No fewer than 44 investigations launched, some of them by judges that were picked by Donald Trump himself, that found no evidence of that in the 7 battleground states where most of them were focused. Donald Trump lost each and every one of those states.
You know, I must say I'm surprised. I never thought that Fox News would ever go near fact-checking Donald Trump, but as that host said, Donald Trump is entitled to his opinion, but he's not entitled to his own facts. He's lying about gas prices, he's lying about the market, he's lying about the economy, he's lying about the election. He is still lying time and time again to all of us. And the really scary thing is, the supporters of his in the MAGA cult just eat up everything he says. They think it's the truth and he's just lying to their face and getting away with it. And again, for all the Republicans watching, before I see you screaming in the comments, this is Fox News. This is not a liberal media outlet that doesn't like Donald Trump. This is Fox News calling Donald Trump a liar. Look, Trump is bad for America. He's dishonest, and even Fox News is saying that.
Hold on. There's more about his supporters.
We do believe that President Trump is actually protected under the continuity of government. I believe he's our authentic president and that we are watching a movie.
Oh, really? So he's the current president of the United States?
I believe that.
What is Biden doing then?
Well, Biden is, we're under continuity of government. It's a military action. And so they're showing the people in slow motion, the corruption and all the different elements, all the different agencies and the dual system. So they're saying, okay, if you want to steal the election, which they did, this is what you're going to get.
So then how is Biden doing in his role? Is he the president right now?
No, Biden is an actor, but I think Biden has been gone a long time. That's how I feel.
Gone dead?
Gone dead.
Who's the one walking around?
An actor.
Do we know who the actor is?
There's different ones that play him. Everybody has actors, but I know it sounds so far-fetched, but they say that they're going to reveal it soon, hopefully.
Everybody has actors. You got a stunt double over there?
I know I got a stunt double because that bastard keep going to work for me every damn day. This is what I mean by his supporters are fucking idiots. They're stupid. They're uneducated. I don't even know what the continuity of the United States is.
Some shit she made it.
Somebody needs to explain to me what that is.
he like, she can't be serious. Let me ask another question.
The fact that he was able to hold that interview with her with a straight face without reacting to the dumbness that was coming out of her mouth.
She was stupid.
But wait,
She was dumb.
there's more when it comes to this Donald Trump story and how he thinks that these people think that black people will vote for him. Let's watch.
We gonna vote for who because we love sneakers?
This is connecting with Black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that point, though.
Yeah.
Will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about Donald Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
Well, anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love. It's
hope
something.
you're right.
It's something. It's effective.
Number one, we not gonna ignore the way they've criminalized diversity, equity, and inclusion. Plus, these shoes is ugly. Number two, outside of Candace Owens and the rest of the Blexit Brigade, who do you think is going to be interested in the Air Fraud ones, the January 6s? They gold, red, white, and blue. No. Number three, ain't no way in hell y'all think the January 6s, the Air Fraud ones, is going to make us forget about how y'all have bastardized the concept of being woke that come from our culture and community. In the same sentence you talking about how this man is so equipped of understanding culture. Oh, you smoking dope and dog food. Number four, Fox News was engaging in textbook pathological race hustling. You see what I'm saying? And race baiting, talking about some black people gonna vote for us because they love sneakers. If you're willing to pay $400 for the sneakers, of course you're a vote for them. Who gonna tell them? Number five, do y'all really believe after y'all chastise my community for supporting criminals that we gonna support this criminal right here? Hell no. Number six, we standing with the watermelon state, not the apartheid state. We know where you stand at. You know what we talking about right now? That you out your goddamn mind if you believe them ugly ass sneakers will make us just forget who you really be cheeking up with. Number seven, I still ain't forgot when he said that there are fine people on both sides and the other side was some tiki torch carrying maniacs. I still ain't forgot that. And them ugly sneakers, they ain't helping no better.
Tiki torch carrying maniacs.
I'm sorry.
Like, I can't really. Okay, so black people must be the only people that wear tennis shoes. Because we don't call them sneakers up here. We call them tennis shoes.
Right. I was baffled by this.
And then they try to make them look like some
Air Force,
some J's.
Oh, right.
Like,
The original one. Well, yeah, Air Force, yeah.
They try to make them look like some J's. Like,
you will not see not one black person. I dare you will not see one black person wearing those shoes.
I don't know. Kanye might have them on.
So, what else is there? So I do have an update on there's another video that had came out about the bar in St. Louis. I want to get into that, and then I'm gonna I have some other stories, but we're gonna say those for next week because I have a video that will probably you some of you thinking like what WTF, and it's like a 4-minute video. So I'm gonna play the bar video first.
Do you remember the story last month? About St. Louis cops crashing their car into a gay bar and then arresting the bar owner? Well, a new video just released by the bar owner's attorney shows what happened in the minutes leading up to their arrest. By the way, I'm Trav. I report on the queer economy, and since I first told you about this story last month, so much has happened. Bar PM co-owner Chad Morris was released from custody, but with a black eye, scratches, and bruises on his face and body. The following video from Morris's attorney shows the interaction between his co-owner James Pence and the St. Louis cops right after they crashed into the bar. It also includes footage of the cop who allegedly beat Morris while in custody. Take a look at the video, let me know what you think of the cops' conduct, and follow me as I continue to follow this story.
Have fun, bootlickers. Fucking bootlickers. Fuck you, dude. Come back here, see what happens. No, that's not how it works, dude. Good night. You hit the fucking house, dude. Write a report.
You cannot card me.
He can yell at you. It's called grieving. Yes, you can. Arrest him.
I'm not causing any disturbance. Because you just drove into the car.
Let him arrest you, dude.
That was a GTA side quest. Y'all got fucked.
Hey, that's a settlement. You're good, dude. You didn't break the law. They just opened themselves up to a lawsuit.
Back the blue, pussy. Back the blue. Good night. Good night. Get out of here, clown.
You guys just opened yourself to a lawsuit, dude. What crime is he suspected of committing?
He's creating disturbance, obviously.
Disturbance, he's talking.
What about the two officers at the building?
He's allowed a grievance with a police officer.
No, he's not going to yell at me. That's causing a disturbance.
Please don't walk up on me.
You don't tell me what to do.
Dude, don't walk up on me.
Exactly.
No, don't you intimidate me. You're not going to walk up on me. Can I have your badge number? Hey, badge number, please. Officer, what's your badge number?
Are you involved in this?
What's your? I'm in public.
Are you involved?
I'm in public. What's your? You engaged with me. What's your badge number?
Keep interfering. You'll be handcuffed.
Interfering is a physical act. It's a physical act. It's a physical act. Then you're open up to litigation. What's your name and badge number?
You about to lose your job.
You about to lose your job.
I'm trying to figure out what the bar owner did wrong. Like I'm yelling because I'm pissed because y'all asking me for all this stuff. Well, y'all need to be writing a report because your officer just ran into my building. Like I have the right to be pissed off about this, and y'all just try to sweep it on the rug. Like, oh, he should just let it go. Like, no.
No, I'm not letting it go.
I'm supposed to be calm because y'all just drove into my bar / house. I live right upstairs from the building. Which it turned out was like a few days or a week or two or the very next day or something like that. The city came by and put a sticker on there talking about they don't get the building fixed where the officer ran into the building that they're going to condemn the building that these people live in / work in. Like
you know, if this had happened to somebody else, like residents, like if somebody drove their car into my living room right now, you think I'm not gonna be pissed off? And I double dare the police to arrest me because I'm angry and I'm yelling at the person. But what are you talking about?
But wait, there's more when it comes to the St. Louis police. So apparently, this isn't the only incident that a police officer has drove into something. They drove into a historic church. And they drove into one of those buildings. They drove it. It was another incident when they think they drove into. Was it? Oh no. Okay, I'm drawing a blank. But there are at least 4 to 5 other incidences where it involves the St. Louis police officers driving into buildings or just driving into stuff that they're not supposed to be driving into. And I believe the mayor or somebody of the city was like, you know, this is happening across the country when it's not. We don't have random police just driving into buildings here in Milwaukee, and I haven't heard of anywhere else in this country where there's been police officers driving into buildings. And then she goes on record and say, well, they just got the Tahoes and they're not used to driving Tahoes.
Like, oh no, come back to us. Come back. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Well, yeah, she was saying that they drove into that they're not used to driving Tahoes as the reasons as in why the St. Louis Police Department is driving into stuff.
Whatever, man.
There's a picture of one of the Tahoes flipped over on his roof that the police said something.
Okay, well, I don't know what to say. Like, you get a driver's license, and your Class D driver's license goes for many vehicles underneath a certain weight.
And I said, and Tahoes is one of the top selling SUVs. They've been around for a very long time.
Very
They're
long
one of
time.
the safest SUVs on the road. So it's almost like there's been no recall that should be causing your officers to be driving into stuff. And it second of
I
all,
wonder how many of them own
why
pickup
are
trucks.
y'all even using Tahoes in the first place? To be honest, most large cities are using Ford Explorers.
Yeah, Ford Explorers.
So why are you using Tahoes in the first place? Maybe you guys should rethink what you're using. But to keep things going, I gotta get into this video because I know that it's one of these videos that Tina's gonna be like, "What? She did what?" So I'm gonna play this video and let y'all see this before we get ready and head out.
Mr. Johnson, are you home?
Yeah, hello.
Hi. This is Rebecca, your landlord.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
How
can I help you?
Just to keep things quick and short, I'm gonna need you to move out for the weekend. I have some friends coming in and I need the house.
Oh, is this a joke?
No, I own this house. I'm gonna need it for this week, and it's just like 2 to 3 nights.
No, that's impossible. That's not gonna happen.
Why is that impossible? This is my house.
Well, I can't just up and move because you need it for the weekend.
Why not?
That's not how it works. Do I have to explain this to you?
I mean, I own this house. I own the property, so you just rent it from me, but I own this, so I'm gonna need you to leave.
We have an agreement that says that I live here. You can't just tell me to go whenever you want, unless you want to do a formal eviction.
Well, no, I don't. I need you to fulfill your lease. I can set you up at the little motel up the street for a few nights. It'll be nice. It'll be like a little vacation for you.
This isn't like a rental place. It's not an Airbnb. Like, I live here. This is my home.
It is a rental. You rent. This is my property. I have the deed. It is a rental.
This is my home.
No, it's my home.
No, I'm afraid it's not. No, that's never gonna happen.
Well, it's just gonna be a few nights. My friends, I really can't host them at my place. It's gonna be an inconvenience. I'm gonna need them to stay here.
I think whatever hotel you wanted to put me in, you should give them a call to see if your friends can stay there.
No, I don't think that's gonna work. I will even prorate your rent for the month. I'm gonna need my house back, my house.
I'm not looking for anything prorated. Right now, I'm looking for you to respect my rights as a tenant.
But don't I have rights as the owner?
You do within the confines of the agreement we signed, the lease.
Well, if you wanted to kind of avoid situations like this, then you should own your own home like I own my own home.
Wow, you know, it's not as easy as you make it sound for people just to own their own home.
Why? I don't understand. I own this.
Well, you may own that, but it's not so easy these days to get a whole lot of money together so that I could go get...
Listen, Mr. Johnson, are you listening?
I'm listening. I'm right here.
I'm gonna need you to leave my property this weekend. I'm giving you 24-hour notice.
That's not happening.
Well, I just don't this is my home. I don't understand.
It doesn't matter if you own the deed to the house. I live here by legal right. And feel free, if you need to bring a property manager, make a call to local law enforcement, and then we can have a chat about it while I bring up your lease. We can do that too.
There's no need for all the dramatics here, Mr. Johnson. Listen, what is it gonna take?
What does that mean?
What is it gonna take for you to temporarily vacate my house?
Are you talking money?
I said I'd put you up. I'll cover the bill at the motel.
No,
It'll be like a vacation.
Of the motel, how about my inconvenience?
You're inconveniencing me right now.
Oh, that's rich. I'm sorry, that's you. You're the one who's rich, right?
Yes, I thought that was established. I own this home.
Well, maybe you can go buy another for you and your rich friends then.
Oh my God.
You know what? I don't know where you be finding this stuff at, but I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would.
I knew that
I
was
wish
gonna
somebody would. Because absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're going to be in court the next day.
Oh,
The next day, we're going to be in court.
oh.
Mm-mm. These tiki welding maniacs.
The fact that she really had the audacity to think since she owned a house and you got tenants living in that house, that I can make my tenants leave for the weekend for my friends can stay in this house. Like, how do I like? First of all, you can't do that, and then second of all, yo don't know this tenant, and then why make you think this tenant want these random strangers sleeping in their bed and sitting on their furniture and all these other and all these other kind of things. Like,
I've been here the whole time. What you mean?
Oh, you went away from me for like 3 seconds, but yeah, I just don't get it. And then speaking of rent, I came across this video on TikTok, and this guy was like, "There's only 29 days in February." And he said he feel like he should get his change back on his rent this month because they charged him for 30 or 31 days worth of rent, but it's only 29 days in February. So he said he gonna need his change back. I think that should be
I agree. I feel the same way about my child care. Because what?
Yeah, get her money back. Or the difference back. So
what?
With that being said, we got 3 minutes, so let's head into final thoughts. Keep y'all asses out the road. Stay in the goddamn bike lane. People be trying to go home and
Get down.
like Torian said, get drunk and stuff, and y'all don't be wanting to get out the way. And Cavalier Johnson, you need to do a better job at mayoring and wherever mayors do. You need to do a better job. There's more people in this city than poverty, people that live in poverty and all this other kind of stuff. Y'all need to start focusing on the middle class people. The middle class people is suffering. Gas is too damn high. Food is too damn high. Electric is too damn high. And matter of fact, I heard that in 3 other states, they just passed laws because electric companies are paying certain elected officials, some little money on the side to pass laws for them to get away with, for the laws that affect them regulating the electricity and stuff and pollution and all that other stuff. They giving them people money so they can win office and stuff like that. And they just passed laws in 3 other states for that. So we ain't stupid. So do goddamn better about the people that you represent and stop building those concrete things. That's my final thoughts.
Oh, hey, it's me. Okay, so my final thoughts is don't be a tiki torch wielding maniac. Okay? I need people to actually think for themselves and not develop and maintain the wildebeest mentality where if one go off the cliff, the rest of them think it's a good idea to do the same thing, right? I will say the one story that kind of surprised me out of all of our stories we talked about today was how Fox 6 did the fact checking. Torian, calm down. How Fox 6 did the fact checking when Donald Trump was speaking. That kind of floored me, and I feel like honestly, it should be, especially if they're doing debates and stuff like that, they should provide, or he's campaigning rather, right? They should provide like fact checking. That would be great. Even if they did it kind of like side by side, like he did it then, or if it's posted in the media, like following like social media, following like whatever a debate or the campaigning speeches, right? It kind of gives people a little bit more of an insight to what's real and what's not, so they can make the best choices for them, because everybody is not a tiki torch wielding maniac. And the news does bear the responsibility to report factual things, right? Um, so I feel like, yeah, that is my final thought. No tiki torch wielding maniacs, and y'all better not go buy them shoes.
That's gonna be the new thing now. We call them tiki torch and wielding maniacs.
Tiki torch wielding maniacs.
Oh God. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a leap year day of St. Cass Different Day podcast, and we hope to see you all on the next episode. Have a good day. See ya. Bye bye. Okay, I'm gonna see you. All right.